Hey, my name's Kiefer, and I know all of you probably know about marijuana in general, but did you guys know that it actually helps a large number of Americans each day in a medical setting? Medical cannabis, well, my goal for my speech is to inform you guys about medical cannabis, and history info about it, who is helped by medical marijuana, and how it is dispensed. History and info on cannabis. Cannabis has been cultivated for maybe as long as 10,000 years, they suspect. It's a really long time. I didn't know it had been around that long. It supposedly came around in China. They know for a fact it's been around for at least like roughly 6,000 years. And that's been cultivated, although it wasn't cultivated for smoking at first, it was cultivated through hemp. So that's like 6,000 years ago was like the times of like ancient Egypt, like around there, so even before, so that's like a really long time ago. I thought that was pretty cool. The main compound in pot that has the effect of it is delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It's actually a mild hallucinogen, which I thought was pretty interesting. Pot's actually a hallucinogen. It's actually the third most commonly used drug in America, next to alcohol and tobacco. Thought that was pretty interesting too. Over 80 million Americans have smoked marijuana, and apparently it's like 20 million Americans have admitted to smoking it in like the last year, they estimate. So that's pretty big numbers of people who use it, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a lot of people that medical marijuana helps, a large number of people. Helps people with glaucoma, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, ALS, especially for chronic pain, especially a lot of the alternatives are like painkillers, which have a very high dependence rate and can cause a lot of problems, especially over long periods of time. So it can really help people in that sense. HIV, they prescribed it for, rheumatoid arthritis, Hep C, diabetes, GI disorders, sleep anemia, osteoporosis, MRSA, hypertension. So there's a wide variety of things that it can really help out with. There's synthetic forms of THC. It goes by Dronabol, or it's called Marinol. The thing about Marinol though is it doesn't have some of the effects, because pot also has other stuff in it than just THC that it helps with. It's got a cannabinol, which is an anticonvulsant, which helps, and then it's also got bichromine, which is an anti-inflammatory. So it doesn't just have THC that helps out. There's a lot of other stuff in pot that can be good for people. Marijuana, it's dispensed and distributed through dispensaries in states where it is legal. I have a little video to show you guys what the dispensary is kind of like and what they have. So while that's coming on, give you guys there's 13 states that have legalized medical marijuana. In California alone, there's actually about 600 dispensaries right now. And dispensaries, they sell a lot of things. They'll have chocolates, foods. They'll have extracts, like they'll have clones. They'll have the actual plants, seeds. They'll have all sorts of stuff that you can buy there. It doesn't have any volume for this one here.
On the wall.
Keep going. No, that.
We sell little small phones, and we also sell medium size and larger phones. We also sell seeds. The hobbyist who wishes to start from scratch.
That's where they have like foods and like butters and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, there's
Candy bars.
Oh, there's cute.
short video of what one would look like and some of the products that they had. Some of the stuff that I found really interesting, because I lived down in SoCal for like half a year, is that I asked my friend like how they would grow it, do they go to the dispensary and get seeds and stuff, and he almost kind of laughed. He said that they kind of shop around the dispensaries and find the best clones and best plants that are there to grow off of. So I thought that was cool also that they don't just have, they also have lots of products in case you want to ingest it instead of smoking it, you're worried about the effects or whatever. Medical marijuana is only legal under state laws, so it's not legal under federal. There's 13 states that have legalized it state law. That's Alaska, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Maine, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. I thought it was pretty interesting that so many states legalized that. I didn't directly know that. It still is a Schedule I drug, and the states can still prosecute the dispensaries. They still go in and they'll raid dispensaries all the time, the DEA. In conclusion, I hope I've informed you guys all a little bit about medical marijuana and some other stuff. Maybe you guys know a little bit more about it. I've informed you of the history of cannabis and medical marijuana, who is helped by it, and how it is dispensed. Thank you guys.